content coordinator, made top 8 of a Legacy Open.
And he's playing against Ant, which is a deck made popular by a few people. I mean, you've had a lot of Star City Games grinders take a hold of this deck and not let go.
Ari Lax.
Adam Prozac, Ari Lax, and then Brian Braun-Duin even played this deck for a little bit. So Ant is a very, very powerful combo deck. It has the ability to go off even through disruption because it's not a deck that needs a card, two cards to win. It can win either through ad nauseum. It can win through tutoring it up through an Infernal Tutor, a card that they need, either ad nauseum or one of their other combo pieces here. So it has different ways it can win, and that's what makes it very, very powerful. Passing Flames is the card I'm thinking of, excuse me. So it has Lion's Eye Diamond and Cabal and Lotus Petal in order to produce mana through the artifacts, and then it has a bunch of rituals. So those who are unfamiliar with Ant, it's a deck that kills with Tendrils of Agony, and it's pretty powerful. I think it's one of those decks where you get Thought Seize once or twice and you can still win because of all the cards either cantrip, produce mana, and then eventually you'll be able to tutor for the card you need.
So let's catch you up on the action here. Peter Tragos with a Gitaxian Probe for Phyrexian mana, and we saw in Sean Robbins' hand Blood Moon, Scalding Tarn, Magus of the Moon, I can't read my own hand right now, Painter's Servant, excuse me, Grove of the Burn Willows, Chandra Pyromaster, and Punishing Fire. Chandra Pyromaster seeing play in Legacy now. That's kind of a spicy one.
That's spicy.
So, Peter opening with the Underground Sea into a Ponder, and there you see a second Gitaxian Probe as well, so paying 4 life total. Gonna want to find some basic lands to get to work a little bit later, but for now, Underground Sea good enough for Ponder. And Sean is gonna look to get on the board here. He did not have one of the soul lands, as the kids have been calling them.
Soul.
Yeah,
Soul
SOL
lands.
as in Soul Ring.
Is that what the kids call it?
That would be the Ancient Tomb or City of Traders.
Kids.
But he has drawn a Sensei's Divining Top now.
Jordan Casey tweets, I would love nothing more than to watch Control Mirrors all day long. See? There's one more person out there. I'd say about
all right,
one.
So Jordan, if you can get yourself to Milwaukee right now, I would love to tag you in when a Control Mirror erupts.
All right, so he brainstorms, he's thinking here. Looks like he has a fistful of cards, Peter does. Ways to plan out his next action here. Let's see what he does.
Well, his plan needs to include some basic lands, both a Blood Moon and a Magus of the Moon lurking in his future. So the Painter Grindstone deck, let's talk a little bit about the interaction, the combo here. It is a Painter's Servant and then Grindstone. Painter's Servant names a color, and then all cards become that color, and then Grindstone comes down, you activate it. Once again, you name a color, presumably the same color as Painter's Servant.
Probably would be the best play.
You mill your opponent's entire deck.
There's a lot of things that this card can do too, and it was funny because back in the day you can name like black, and then Shriek Maul doesn't kill anything. It's an old standard trick to stop like Doomblade effects, because it makes all cards that color.
Yeah.
You can name a certain color, then you can Pyroblast all those spells too. You can name
So this deck does always name blue because it has 4 main deck Pyroblast, 2 red Elemental Blast, and 1 main deck Jaya Ballard Task Mage.
So blue is definitely the enemy of Painter Servant because he always names it. He always wants it going. So we'll see what happens here. This deck, Sean's deck, has the ability to go off with, remember, it's only a 2-card combo, so it's not very expensive either. You can just play it, 1-drop, a 2-drop, and then you activate it. And it plays a lot of different lands to make that happen, like Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, things that accelerate that process. But Sean can't just be sitting around and then, wait, because Peter's deck can easily kill on turn 3. It kills on turn 2, possibly.
Yeah, so the Ant deck is a Storm combo deck. It has various rituals. Let's see what this specific build is here.
I mentioned earlier what he had, and it's pretty much
got the black
standard.
rituals.
It's a standard one. It's the one with all the rituals you could think of, and then it plays Infernal Tutor at the end to either get Ad Nauseum or Tendrils of Agony if they have enough spells on sack, but usually it'll get Passive Flames to recast all those
well, this is the
off.
straight black build. It does not have the red rituals or the Passive Flames.
It has 1 Passive Flames, yeah. right there.
Okay, so it has the Passing Flames, but not the red rituals.
No,
so
no,
it's
no,
using
yeah.
the Lion's Eye Diamond to get the red mana,
Yeah,
or
they don't-
possibly Lotus Petals.
That's also why he has Gemstone Cavern
Yeah.
too, to produce red. He only needs the red, one shot of red in his diet here, and then he can continuous ritual on to better and faster things here.
Continuing to brainstorm and ponder. That's his second brainstorm in addition to his second ponder. So he's got 3 pairs now. Probes, ponders, and brainstorms. Still looking for a basic land to be able to continue. We do see the island there. So
Yeah, you'll see a lot of these legacy decks do very similar things. They're like, cantrip, 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 cantrip all day long, and then eventually I'll do something. It's
Yeah.
one of those decks, and one of those types of formats where the card draw spells are probably better than the actual spells.
And now
Because
he
of
has
the
the
digging
polluted
deal.
delta. He can go get a swamp as well. Set himself up with a basic land of each color. He's ready to go, Peter
Yeah.
Tragos is. Sean Robbins needs to find his combo first, assemble a Painter's Servant and a Grindstone. The deck can search for Painter's Servant with the Imperial Recruiters. That card recently made into a Judge promo foil.
Yeah. So Peter fetches the swamp up like you said. He's got Blood Moon protection here, and he's able to do what he needs to do. He just needs to untap, and if he has enough rituals in his hand with Infernal Tutor, I can't really see his hand, it's kind of close to him. But he's in duress here
For
too.
duress. Make sure the coast is still clear, or possibly just increasing the storm count. Well, now we see the addition of a Pyroblast, so probably want to get rid of that.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he does.
That's Chandra Pyromaster. I'm very
That-
curious about that card.
That's an interesting card. Punishing Fire in this deck.
Yeah, with the Grove of the Burn Willows. Just
I haven't
to give
seen a
himself
painter-
a little play against aggro
I
decks.
haven't seen that in any of these builds. A lot of these, I mean, these combo decks don't play creature removal because it just doesn't do anything against half the decks. It also has 2 Chandra Pyromancer in the main, and talking to Jonathan Suarez, the one who won the Open, Starship Games employee, he says he doesn't like Chandra in this deck. Ruben Breslow played, but he lost in the finals with Chandra, so I don't know what to make of it. It's 4 mana, it's a little pricey, but I would play that or Punishing Fire, because you can't afford to draw a slew of cards that do nothing against a lot of decks here. I
And the
definitely
weird
would play both.
thing is, this deck relies on these Blood Moon effects, Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon. That shuts down Grove of the Burn Willows.
Does he not have... How many, let's see. Let me sense his top. So he kind of sensed his top. He's got a 3. The other one's played 4. Yeah, he's also missing... How else do they dig? I know they dig with just the top, I guess. I thought they had another way to dig. Maybe not. Not many red card draw spells out there.
City of Traders into Magus of the Moon.
See,
Not
looking
gonna
at
do
Sean's
much here.
hand, look at Sean's hand. It has Punishing Fires in it and a Blood Moon. These cards that are just awful against Peter's start right here. The only thing good about Punishing Fire and red damage is that the more damage you do to Peter, the less he can ad nauseum. But if you give Peter too many turns, he doesn't even need ad nauseum. He'll just have, he'll assemble the cards in his hand. He'll assemble the
Yeah.
Legion, if you will.
So Sean started off with a Magus of the Moon instead of Blood Moon to try to put some pressure on Peter's life total.
Yeah, that's definitely
A
a better play.
2/2 Grey Ogre, pretty much. Yeah, we'll probably see him fire off that Punishing Fire at Peter, possibly in response to an ad nauseum to deny him some more life.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you just wait for it to resolve. We'll see how deep it goes, actually.
Well, he tops here, and he just has a bunch of nothing. Just land, Simeon, and Spirit Guide.
Needs a way to shuffle, huh?
Yeah. And there is no way to shuffle in this deck.
Yeah, he used up his Scalding Tarn
Oh,
already
I
to get
lied.
that
He has
mountain.
Imperial Recruiter is the only shuffling one. The only shuffling ability besides the couple fetch lands here. Was he got 4 fetch lands? Or 2 fetch lands, excuse me.
So in the battle of combo decks, this is not an ideal battle for Sean Robbins with the Painted Stone. The Moon effects, not very effective. Peter Tragos' opponent has fetched up 1 of each land he needs. Now here we go, Chandra Pyromaster. plus or zeros, and
he did that because he knew it was on top. He has top, since it's on top, to kind of
just
interact
burned
with
through
it.
the top of his library.
Just
Yeah.
to get rid of the card. So, and I think Peter. I wish we knew it was in his hand. So we just have to take his word for it that he's ready to go. I wish I could see his hand, because usually I can pretty much figure out these combo decks when they're ready to go off, when they're ready to erupt here. So I'm just gonna have to wait.
City of Traders not sacrificed, because it is only a mountain now.
Yep.
One of the cuter interactions in the deck.
Alright,
Okay,
so I
2
think
lines
yeah,
item. He's
this
ready
is
to
it.
go. Lotus
Okay.
Petal. 3 spells, yeah?
If he has an Infernal Tutor, this is game over with 1 ritual.
Black. Red.
Oh, he actually has the
Cabal.
tendrils in his hand. That's not so good.
Why is that not good?
He's going to be discarding it.
Oh, because of the Infernal Tutor, yeah, that he's casting now. He's gonna have to do,
So he'll be able to. He's going to have a lot of mana here.
he's
So
gonna
that's
have
6.
to do the Past in Flames.
6 mana that he's going to have. 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. And he's going to cast Infernal Tutor, which gives him 7
4
mana.
spells.
So
So you do mana, I'll do spells?
Okay, so he's going to have 7 mana after this Infernal Tutor total. And he discards ad nauseam too. So that means he is all. Does he have any rituals? He doesn't have any rituals, so.
Oh, so he has to get Past in Flames?
So he has 6, 7, 8, 9 mana total after this Infernal Tutor. So he's going to go get Past in Flames. There's no other option. He's going to have to hit. This will be spell number 5 when he casts Past in Flames.
Sure is.
And luckily, Sean's only done 1 damage to himself, so he still needs the full 10 copies of Tendrils to kill him. Here's Past in Flames. It's the Yogg Will 2.0 here.
Yeah.
Much worse, of course, but you know, we don't want Yogg Will running around. Close enough. So he's going to cast it using the dual land, because it's now a mountain. And he gets to cast Infernal Tutor again, too, if he needs to get any more juice here. So this is spell number 5. He can cast Infernal Tutor. Let's see how much mana he has. 3, 4, 5 mana. He can cast Infernal Tutor to get Cabal Ritual.
Yeah, which would net
Gives him
him
5 mana. Because it has Threshold.
Looks like that's what he's going for, using up 2 of the remaining mana.
So you get Infernal Tutor, you get Cabal Ritual.
Spell 6.
The Ritual will give him spell 7. It'll give him 5 mana. And then he can cast 8, 9.
Ritual.
I count 9 spells.
So he casts Ritual.
Wait, can you bring
7.
Past in Flames back up real quick to the screen? So, okay. So the good thing about this card is that Past in Flames is not like Yogg Will, because Yogg Will would actually.
Oh yeah, he cannot flash back the Cabal Ritual.
It says each instance with the graveyard gains flash rate until end of turn. So
looks like he duressed. Not sure the exact sequence, but he had enough spells.
Yeah, enough. He would have 10 on the dot with after casting the duress, probing for free, and then casting the tendrils is 10. Yep. He has probe
you can use the Jataxian probes, flash them back via Phyrexian mana.
Yeah, he had 10.
A very useful part of this deck's mechanism.
Yep.
Okay, so combo versus combo.
Problem is with Sean's combo deck, he needs to kill him way quicker than that. What turn is that? 5 or 6? It's just too late.
Yeah.
You got to be able
just
to.
Just a hand of hate moons.
Hate moons won't do it. Yeah. Well,
but he can bring in some.
Yeah, he's got some stuff in the board for him.
Thorn of Amethyst.
He also has Phyrexian Revoker, which is very good against this deck, naming Lion's Eye Diamond.
Right. So all of these effects are slightly different. Tithing Needle says you name a card and you can't use activated abilities except for mana abilities.
Right.
Phyrexian Revoker says non-land, but you can stop non-land mana abilities.
Right, so Phyrexian Revoker is definitely made for Lion's Eye Diamond. He's going to bring that in. He's going to bring in probably another Red Elemental Blast. If he's doing that plan, he'll probably bring in Thorn of Amethyst.
Yeah.
By probably, I mean he will bring in Thorn of Amethyst. He'll bring all 4 of them in. That's a lot of Thorns. A Thorn in Peter's side here. On Peter's side, he's going to bring in, he's got Abrupt Decays, 4 of them, which is very good against the combo deck. But see, the thing about Ant, and I was talking to BBD earlier, and you can't really board a lot with this deck. You can't just bring 4 your hate cards in and then bring in Chain of Vapor, because you
need a critical mass.
You need a critical mass of spells, and you can't really start cutting rituals or card draw spells. But he's going to bring in some amount of Abrupt Decays, because this is the matchup where you want it. It hits both combo pieces. It hits the Hate Bears, or excuse me, the Magus of the Moon and Blood Moon, if you're in a situation where you have dual lands in play. But you can't bring all 4, and it also hits Phyrexian Revoker. So expect Peter to play a couple Abrupt Decays from the sideboard. Maybe a Swan Song. We see Swan Song in the sideboard as well. So already 2 decks that we've seen on camera both have Swan Song in them. So it's already making a legacy impact.
Swan Song doesn't do enough in this matchup, does it?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it hits Blood Moon, but not Magus of the Moon.
No, and all of the creatures, all the spells in Sean's deck are artifacts and creatures.
You need a null.
Yeah, a null would be nice here. But then again, like we said, Abrupt Decay is pretty much where he wants to be at. So we'll expect to see Abrupt Decay from Peter's side, and expect to see Revoker, maybe Goblin Welder, Thorn of Amethyst, being able to bring those cards back from the Abyss of Duress there. So Welder's a cool card to get back things.
And get rid of those Punishing Fires.
Yeah, cut the Punishing Fires, and probably some of the Blood Moons too. I don't think that, even though you can get a turn 1 Blood Moon, I don't know. Later in the game, those being drawn are just terrible, because you know Peter's going to fetch up his basics.
Yeah, now that Peter knows what's up,
he's got a lot of basics
much
too.
Less effective. He has enough basics.
He's got 2 islands and a swamp.
I guess you have to keep the Magus of the Moons in, because they're creatures. Can't take out enough cards here.
No. And I mean, I could be wrong. The Blood Moons could just be great against this deck, and it just happens to be that Peter got lucky.
I don't think they are.
I don't think they're that great.
He's got
3 basics, but then he just fetches them up.
7 fetch lands.
He just auto fetches the basic, yeah. So we'll see.
All right, so Peter Tragos up 1-0 against Sean Robbins. Peter's on Ant, the Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck. Sean is playing the Painter Grindstone combo deck. This is round 4 action. Round 4 of 9 at the Legacy Open here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you very much for joining us. Ricky Hayashi and Shaheen Sarani. Combo decks on camera being enjoyed by aggro and control players here in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually dipped into the combo realm a few times, and usually they're blue, and so I'm pretty happy with that. Painter Grindstones obviously would be your combo deck with a bunch of mountains, and I would probably be on the Storm plan.
I played a combo deck once. It was Scape Shift back in Extended.
That is the definition of a mountain deck, I guess, because you slay them with mountains.
I guess
throw
so,
mountains
yeah.
at their face.
You got me there. But it was a blue-based deck. I cast Cryptic Commands and did things.
Yeah. It's a sweet deck.
It was a lot of fun. I played it at Grand Prix, actually won a GPT, but did not do so well on the main event. I think I used up all of my brain power and or luck winning the Grand Prix trial.
Combo is a tough thing to play, because you have to play around hate more than any other deck does, and the hate really hurts. So we have turn 1, Thorn of Amethyst.
And that is a killer. We talked about how Sean would board these in, and now Peter, everything, non-creatures cost 1 more, so he can't even brainstorm, ponder, appear.
He's tapping on
pay 1
to
taxing probe.
Lotus Petal.
To play a Lotus Petal. See, that slows everything down to a halt.
Yep. Is this a Blood Moon? Oh, another Thorn. Oh, wow.
Second Thorn. Well, there you go.
That
2
is
thorns
deadly.
on your side.
Deadly.
1 in each kidney. Peter Tragos, unable to operate. You said his bounce spell was Chain of Vapor. He would need it to be Echoing Truth to really have a shot here. He does have Abrupt Decays, which we believe he would have brought in.
All right, we have...
But those Abrupt Decays cost 4 mana now, Shaheen.
Watching all this combo fun, we have Jill tweeting, taking a break from watching, can't handle any more of these combo decks. Tweet me when you get the Deathblade Mirror. So, another controlled mirror match fanatic. I feel like I'm growing an army here. We need an army of people that enjoy 45-minute games. That's what I like to see.
I believe those are called 2-headed giant players.
All right, so if you're listening and you want to be my two-headed giant partner in a constructive format where we both play control decks, just go ahead and tweet me. We'll set that up. So I'm excited about this Team Limited coming up too. Just taking a little segue from this. Ricky, you got to get in that. You got to get your team ready, get your squad.
Well, the team limited I'm excited about is the Grand Prix in Portland, Oregon, the week after the Pro Tour in the same city, my hometown.
Oh, yeah.
There are going to be some super teams at that event.
Oh yeah.
And I hope a lot of people will stay in town. We are already talking about planning some events there, having some practice team sealed events at the local stores, showing people around all the breweries Portland is known for.
This sounds like
It's a vacation.
a great time.
Come to Portland for 2 consecutive weeks, the Pro Tour and the Grand Prix next year. I believe it's in August. Actually,
you know what?
The Pro Tour begins on our birthday weekend.
Oh, nice,
Shaheen.
nice.
So you should make plans to come out to
I
that.
will, yeah. I might play in those, what are they called? Those, one of those PTQs, playing one of those tournaments. I'm going to definitely see if I can get back in the action here. For those who are ancient, I was on the train many moons ago.
And you can get back there again if you just spend some time.
The train tracks are rusted, my friend. They're rusted. The train is derailed.
You've got the core skills. You just need to practice whatever format it is.
Yeah.
Find a deck that suits you.
That's not hard.
So Sean Robbins has all the time in the world here. He's got a Painter's Servant on the board now, the 2 Thorn of Amethyst.
Yeah, so
You see,
this
Peter
is just...
Tragos has been paying 2 mana to cast Lion's Eye Diamonds. Now Sean plays a fetch land. I believe he probably floated 2 mana from the City of Traders before having to sacrifice it. So he has access to 4 mana here. Playing a Grindstone?
Yeah, so if he has a Grindstone and a City of Traders, not enough, because the Thorn of Amethyst is actually preventing that from coming in play for cheap cost, so he's going to have to take another full turn. But Peter doesn't really have any answer. He does Abrupt Decay. That costs too much, so...
A Ratchet Bomb. He casts a Ratchet Bomb for 4.
It's going to be on 0 now and just destroy Peter's world.
Wow,
That's
game over.
it's pretty close.
That's game over, man.
They're saying go. I don't like saying go here. He's going to use the low spell. Upkeep. Do it on upkeep.
Yeah, why not?
No, don't say go, because now he's going to crack the Lowe's pedal and be able to brainstorm Preordain or Ponder and be able to use it right away in anticipation of the Ratchet moving for 0. People see, I think it honestly comes down to people are afraid to not do the pro play, you know, by waiting and doing instance on instant speed and all this stuff, where honestly, just main phase it up and just do it. Just do it. Kill those 0 cost of things on your turn. Who cares if you're doing instant speed things on sorcery speed turns? Oh, he's conceding. You're right. So the game over speech was heard by Peter here, and we're going to go on to game trace.
Look what you've started now. Andy Martin at A_Mart_21 says, would love to watch a Land's Mirror. Those can always be fun to watch. No, Shaheen. No.
All right,
Land's Mirror. I don't even know how that matchup ends. I think it ends when both players have all 43 or however lands in play.
Yeah, you know what? I've actually started even a bigger storm here. We have, see what I did there? Storm. All right, so Sean Quinn is going to take me up on my two-headed giant. He's going to be my Grixis partner, and Jill will be my two-headed giant limited partner. So we'll just have, I have my team locked up. I got Brian Braun doing Ali Andrazi for my trios, two-headed giant covered. I love Team of Magic. It's just great, isn't it? You get to put your minds together, accomplish big things, you know? Get a plan. I like it. It's fun. And when you're weak, like say if I just want to like nap a little bit, then two-headed giant, you have somebody to help you out. I like it. I remember back in the day with Team Limited, you weren't allowed to talk. That was a nightmare.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, with Team Limited, it was our team play period. It constructed before the Pro Tour in Charleston back in 2006. You could not talk to your teammates.
How does that make any sense?
I don't know. You weren't allowed to talk or help or say anything.
Why would you even call them your teammates?
It's more like, yeah, sitting next to each other and your wins affect them. Yeah, it was not fun. I'm glad Wizards changed that. I remember the Japanese, especially when it came to Team Rochester back then, would do a lot of pointing because you weren't allowed to talk. during the draft itself either. A lot of pointing, a lot of motioning, and lots of talent involved in communicating without words. So, all right, so hit the sideboard again. Doesn't look like any of them really add anything to their decks. They're ready to go to game 3 of this exciting combo mirror match.
If Peter did not bring in his Abrupt Decays before, certainly did now, after seeing the Thorn of Amethyst.
Oh yeah, and to a late response to the lands thing, I will not put a lands thing on camera. I will veto it. I'll fight it to the death. That is a miserable deck to
I don't
watch.
know if there are any lands players
There's always
here in
one.
the room.
There's always one.
There's always one.
Always one.
Just one.
Just one. I mean,
well,
come on
there
now.
can be only one.
All right, Jeff Hoogland is playing lands apparently. All right,
Really?
so he is guaranteed himself
Actual lands.
he is
Jeff Hoogland is known for playing
all right,
the
so this
4-color loam deck.
So behind my back, our producers have put a land match on the backup camera. So as long
sure
as this,
about
even if Peter combo kills his opponent, we're gonna sit at the screen and we're gonna chat about.
Okay,
what do you wanna
let's
chat about?
see
Let's
this
come up with
hand
the-
here from
let's come up with the backup
Duress. Great Furnace, Ancient Tomb, Pyroblast, Revoker, Magus of the Moon, 2 Revokers, and a Tarn, Scalding Tarn, the fetch land. Blue-red fetch land. So Peter Tragos, so important, he starts off with a basic swamp, cast Duress, does not see any Thorn of Amethyst, but a Phyrexian Revoker, naming what?
Lion's Eye Diamond.
Lion's Eye Diamond.
Only time you would ever name Lotus Petal is if you saw Peter's hand and it had like 3 Lotus Petal in it. So you're gonna. Here's the thing. Peter has multiple options here. He can either, he named Lion's Eye Diamond. He can either play out all those things like his Lion's Eye Diamonds and Lotus Petals. But then if he does that, you saw what happened. Ratchet Bomb came down.
Yeah.
Or he can hold them because
for the storm.
Yeah, because 1, Storm, and 2. Sean doesn't really have any ways to get them out of his hand. Mono Red doesn't really have much hand disruption, so.
And Peter has assembled his own combo of Swamp Island. This is probably the best combo in his deck next to Tendrils of Agony.
Yeah, not bad. So Blood Moon is ineffective.
Yeah, we saw off of the Duress, Sean Robbins has a Magus of the Moon in his hand, so once again, a Grizzly Bear.
Right, and
Well, a
actually,
Grizzly Bear that will turn off his own Ancient Tomb.
and actually, I think the Magus of the Moon is a benefit to Peter because if he doesn't have red mana, any dual land turns into that red mana he needs for the Passive Flames.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Because you know it.
Well, he decides to get rid of it anyway with the Cabal Ritual.
Call therapy? Is that?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Therapy?
Cabal Therapy.
I would have let him have it. You want him to play that because you can't use Lion's Eye Diamond, so your only red source is a Lotus Petal.
That Cabal Therapy, I believe, is the FNM version, or possibly from the Graveborn set.
Let's see if does he have a fetch land in his hand to get the red mana. I mean, he's got time. It's not like Sean has any of the combo pieces.
Furnace. Oh, and now follows up with the Blood Moon. So
I like the addition of Great Furnace in the deck.
Peter
to
gets his
go
wish.
with Goblin Welder. It's kind of a cool interaction after board.
or you get your wish for Peter. A Blood Moon has landed.
All right, so now Peter's land that he plays will help him out here. It'll, if he has just a random dual land, it'll give him the red he needs. If he has a fetch land, doesn't have to pay any life. He just drop it down and have a red mana source. I can't see his hand again. I wish Peter would extend his hands out just a little bit for us. If I could see something.
Ponder.
Keeps it close to the chest there. That's 2 land and a therapy, I think. No, a ritual, dark ritual.
So let's think here. Sean Robbins did not have anything. He has a second Revoker, Phyrexian Revoker in his hand, and a Scalding Tarn that we know of. I don't think... I mean, the best you can hope for is just to beat down here with the Phyrexian Revokers for the moment. Another Cabal Therapy takes away that option. So Sean Robbins now down to the Lone Goblin Piker.
Goblin Piker. I like it.
Good old Goblin Piker.
All right, so Jeff's actually playing 4-color loam. Thank God it's not lands. That's just something. Ugh. What a deck. All right,
Peter
so
goes for Preordained.
blast
Sean
it.
has the Pyroblast.
blast it.
Piker gets in. Scalding Tarns are just basic mountains here. Well, I'm sorry, they're not basic mountains. They are non-basic land mountains.
They're mountains in some sense here. And some kinds of, sometimes...
Have you ever attacked with a Goblin Piker in your life, Shane?
Yes, I played a lot of...
limited format?
Oh, in limited? Yes.
Well, in constructed?
Yes, I've in limited all the time. Because I have drafted a ton of base sets.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they had draft opens here, I drafted literally every day on Moto, nonstop, to kind of, know and understand the formats, because, there's a reason to do it though.
So Grindstone on the board, looking for Painter Servant. There's the Painter Servant.
See, this is what this deck can do. You can just go out there and kill you. And it looks like... Does he have a Chain of Vapor in his hand? So he's going to Chain of Vapor Painter Servant in response. There we go. So he does not die right here. So he points at your deck, Peter, and you're supposed to mill anyway. You'll get 2 in there. So Peter knows what's in his hand. He's only holding 2 Dark Rituals, and this game is over if he doesn't draw something now to go off with, or at least to stop it. Like
he has to do something here.
He only has Ritual. Do you see what he drew?
Now why? What happened to that Lion's Eye diamond there?
That was milled off the.
Oh, okay.
So he definitely drew something. So wow, Peter ripped something to.
Cabal Ritual. So now
spell
therapy.
1. Or Cabal Dark Ritual. Yeah, Dark Ritual. So he has 3 mana. And then he's going to do Dark Ritual again. I didn't see what the card. I can't see the card he drew. Is that an Ad Nauseam he drew up the top?
You got to be kidding me. But he's only at 10 life.
That's still the best possible card he can draw. It's the only card he could have drawn.
Tapping.
Yeah.
Does he want to tap those?
Yeah, they're mountains. Yeah. So you leave 1 red floating though. Still. Wow. So
3 spells. So this is an amazing top deck.
It's the only top deck he could have done. Swan Song. Oh, what an awful card to have. 3
life.
Damage he's taking to himself. Here's Ad Nauseam. You flip cards and take damage.
4. Ooh, that's
dead.
What, 8?
Dead if he flips a 2-drop or more here. And he has to. He didn't, like you said, he tapped his mana wrong. He didn't leave a red floating. So if he left a red open, he could pass in Flames and
Did he play a land this turn?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
he gets these lands too, so he gets the non-basic
Okay, yeah,
land.
he's fine then. He's fine. So he's at 2. I don't think you can flip anymore.
But can he win with these cards? That's what he's trying to figure out before he decides to stop or not.
He should put his deck down and then calculate it right now. So he plays his land, taps that land.
He doesn't have a tutor effect though. No infernal tutor, right? So
but he has preordains and brainstorms.
Can't get the tendrils. So he would have to stop here, start casting blue spells, and luck into.
He's gonna stop here.
Okay, so he still has 2 black mana floating.
Yep. He's gonna play his land here.
So he can go past and. Okay, so he casts the Cabal Ritual. It's 4 spells.
5 mana.
5 mana. Plays his land.
Yeah. Tap the mountain.
Makes red.
Yeah.
So not. I don't know.
No, he's got a lot of outs here. He can easily dig to what he needs here.
So cast Past in Flames. Flashback some rituals. Okay, so that's 5 spells.
Yeah, he's in great shape. He just has to hit the tendrils. The problem is he can't hit Infernal Tutor and Lion's Eye Diamond because that Revoker's on Lion's Eye Diamond, so he can't discard his hand. Yeah. All right, so he's gonna have a ton of black mana here, and he's got enough spells, so the spell count's done.
Spells count is move.
Gonna Ritual again. He can at least therapy that the
Painter Servant
or the Painter Servant. The problem is he has a Revoker in play, and he's at 2 life, so he's gonna need more than that. But
he is in on the Find a Tendrils.
Or he can hit another Chain of Vapor and hit both those cards too. So there's lots of... Oh, he has Chain of Vapor in play. So he can Chain of Vapor the Revoker and double Therapy them both out of his hand. So even if he doesn't go off here...
But then is he out of gas?
No, because he has Passing Flames in the yard, but he wasted all his rituals. Yeah, so maybe he shouldn't have gone Ritual Happy until he looked at a few cards first. Because then he could have saved all his rituals.
Just gone for the Therapy this turn.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see what happens here. He's all in on this plan.
An interesting line, yeah. This way he's all in on trying to find an answer off of his whichever cantrip spells he's casting.
Yeah, because he was fine otherwise. He can wait a turn and then do it. But we'll see.
He's got plenty of spells.
And here comes one of his few blue spells here. He's going to ponder.
Is that ponder? So, because that lets him see up to 4.
Yeah. If he hits tendrils, I mean, his opponent dies right away, so the game's over.
No tendrils, he's going to shuffle.
He has another blue mana 2 off this Lotus Petal to preordain.
Do you think he should have gone the safe route and just Chain of Vapor Therapy?
I would have gone the safe route because you have infinite mana, because you have 4 rituals with the Passing Flames in the graveyard and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands in play. So it's not like you need that much mana anyway. Like, look how much mana he has floating. He has 9 mana. He doesn't need all that mana.
Passing Flames cost 5 to flash back.
Yeah, it's a deal. It's a deal. You know? It's definitely a good deal here. All right, so Peter, not exactly the wrong line to play, but definitely the risky one. And now he's going to brainstorm.
And another thing that hurts this deck, his version of the deck here, he doesn't have Manamorphose to cycle the colors of his mana. If he had those, he could cast some more blue spells.
Right. He whiffs here, I think. I don't think he has like lines
looks
of
like
he has Infernal Tutor.
Infernal Tutor, but
if he
cannot ditch his hand. Oh, he just cast everything.
Oh, yeah.
He was just able to cast everything in his hand. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, because he put the Swan Song on top of his deck with the Brainstorm.
Oh, that's what wow.
Did it. Nice play. Nice job.
Yeah, and he had a second land off of the Ad Nauseam that he also got rid of on a
the Brainstorm, the only way Peter could have won that game, if he brainstormed, the only way he could have won that game is if he brainstormed into 3 spells he could cast. If he brainstorms into a blue spell, he loses. If he brainstorms into a second land, he loses. So he had to hit the last 2 rituals in his deck. He had no more dark rituals. He had a couple Cabal left. But he used all 4 of those, and then he hit Lion's Eye Diamond with number 3.